traders, Jeff with optionboxer.com. Wanted to bring you a video today discussing how to find stocks to trade. Before I do, as I always do, please know I'm not a registered financial advisor, and this video is not a recommendation for you to buy or sell any security or attempt any strategy. I'm not a registered financial advisor, and I don't pretend to be one. I'm just a guy that likes to trade, and I want to share some information with you for those of you that may find value in it. Please always do your own research prior to placing any trade. It is risky and you can lose a lot of money. All right, so I've kind of said my standard disclaimer there. What I have up on the screen is a website called Finviz.com. I apologize, my phone's going off in the background. But Finviz is a resource that I found many years ago, and admittedly I've used it less than I probably should have. But I wanted to look at it today and kind of show you some ways you could use it. So I've got a couple of screeners set up here that I've saved. If you create a Finviz account, they're free to create. You can save these screens yourself. And so we'll go to the Breakout Sector screener, and you can kind of just take a look at my screen here. I won't go through every single thing, but you can see the yellow areas that I have set up, and you can set yours up the same way. And we'll come back to this in a second, but what I want to look at first, and you'll see why I've named it Breakout Sector, is so we'll go here to the Groups tab on Finviz, and what we're looking for is, I'm more of a swing trader. If you're a day trader, then this particular category here at the top may be of interest to you. I'm more of a swing trader, so I'm probably looking more at the 1 week, 1 month, or possibly even the 3 month statistics here. And what I'm looking for is to see who's at the top, and preferably I'd like to see who's at the top for the week, the month, and the last 3 months. That means they've been consistently strong, and they're as a sector, the sector as a whole has been particularly strong, which means if I can find an actual stock to trade within that sector, it should have a decent chance of moving in my desired direction, given that the market is strong as well. So we'll go back to the home screen. I guess I should have said this first. You can see here across the board, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P is all up, and you can kind of see their short-term movements here. This may be just a daily chart. I can't really tell from, July 1st. So I guess it's just showing us the daily chart. But regardless, on the day, everything was up. So generally speaking, the market is moving higher at this time. So then we want to take a look here at the Groups tab and look at the different sectors. And so what I've noticed here is, obviously the stronger the better, in my opinion. But I looked at the financial sector here, and I looked down at 1 month, and the financial sector is way down here at the bottom. But then over the 3 months, it's right here. So financial looks like it could be a potentially good sector. I'm sorry, I went too far. Services, kind of the same thing. It's hovering right around the top for the last, you could even look here at the 6 month, and you can see services has been strong. Even here at the 1 year, services has been a strong sector. So I think financial and services would be two pretty good sectors to take a look at. So we'll go back to the screener now, and I'll go ahead and populate it with my Breakout Sector stats. And just very briefly, what I've set up here, and again, I'm not going to go through each one of these. You can see everything that's here. Basically what I've set up here is a scan to find stocks that are pretty much trending higher. They've, the moving averages are moving higher. It's either above or below the 50, the 200, the 20-day moving averages. I've also got a couple of fundamental metrics in here just to kind of, make sure we got companies that, have a positive return on equity, debt to equity under 1, which means they're financially strong. This one is a new one for me. I don't typically use relative volume because I really and truly wasn't familiar with what it was and didn't see any need for it. But just recently I learned that relative volume is kind of the metric or the indicator to signal, companies or stocks that are gaining more and more volume, which means more and more people are becoming interested in them, more and more people are trading them. So I picked over 1.5. If you wanted to dial this list down a little bit more, you could go anywhere as high as over 10. Over 2 I think seems to be a popular one, but you can see that gets rid of a lot of the riffraff. But I'm going to leave it at over 1.5 because I want a a good number of companies to take a look at. And so what I'm going to do now is we identified the financial and the services sector as sectors of interest. And so we'll go ahead and start with the financial sector. And you can see here we've got several companies. You can see the price change today, their price to earnings ratio, market cap, so forth. Basically just trying to see how many people think the stock is going down. And since we've already identified this is a strong sector, we've already identified shares that are trending higher. We would like to see a float, a short float that's high, with the hope that if the stock does go higher, a lot of those shorts would get stopped out, and of course that would only fuel the fire for it to go even higher. So we'll just take a look here at what we have and just try to identify a stock that we think is worth trading. You can do that quickly here on Finviz just by hovering over the ticker symbol here and kind of identify something that may be of interest to you. CFFN, that looks like a pretty scary red bar all the way to the right of that chart. Looks like it could decide to pull back some more. Lion doesn't look particularly bad. But before we end the video, I want to take a quick look at the services sector. And you can see the same thing here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if there's any short float or short interest. And we can just take a look here. So we do have a little bit over 5%. And so that means these could likely move fairly quickly if the price continues higher. I wanted to make this video just to show you a way you could find some different stocks to trade. You can also come through here and you can set any criteria that you want, and really hone in on exactly what it is you're looking for. So at the end, I think the point I'm trying to make is Finviz is definitely a resource, and for me it's been underutilized, but I'll start using it more as I go forward. But I wanted to share it with you. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach me either in the comments or at optionboxer.com. Thank you for watching.